I do recommend long-term treatment for my clients because the first months, I always explain, is very much like the detox period. You know, you come in, you need a medical detox, you go through that. You've basically lost a week of intensive therapy because you're in bed, you're going through the withdrawals, you're going through the detox, you're spending more time with medical than you are with therapeutic. And in that time, you're in bed resting. When we sleep, our bodies heal, our minds heal. And so the second week is where we see a lot of the realization happening. Like, oh, wow, I'm in rehab, and this is what rehab is about. And mostly we get a bit of that dip in the mood because of the realization in the second week. Then we get to the third week, and those realizations have settled into such a beautiful place where work is starting. People start to realize that the way they were living wasn't healthy. They were harming themselves, they were harming people around them. And the unfortunate thing when it comes to medical aids is that it's at this point when people have these realizations and they want to do the work that they then leave treatment. And I say it's unfortunate because that's when we've got people that they've got their hearts in it, and they've got their minds and their soul in it, and their families are in it. And 21 days or 24 days, and then they leave here. So that's the process that happens in your first months. It's in the second month where we can start solidifying the work. And your brain is clearing up. Your prefrontal cortex is clearing up. You're starting to have a lot more memory in that time. So I like to think of it as the brain healing period in your second month. So things are starting to shuffle and land in places. Your brain's starting to heal and work a lot more, I'd say, at a more of a healthier manner. And your structure comes into place, your learning comes into place, your speech starts to change. And it's in the second month that we start to see the real you. That's where we see the personality come out. That's where we see the person. And they start to like who they are in this month. And they, by the time you finish your third month, you've done some work. You've learned your tools. You put your tools in place. We've got an exit plan solidified in that time. And we can see the changes, but also your loved one that is in treatment starts to see their own process and their worth and what they deserve. And it's magical at the end of the third month, what we see. And I know that a lot of people, when they reach the third month, want to stay in a little bit longer because they've settled so much and they've learned so much and they want to continue with that journey. And we then start the reintegration process from the fourth month for people that are able to, where you can go home and come back into treatment. You can go to work and you still have your group therapy, you have your one-on-one therapy, we have family therapy in that time. And there are all these different processes that take place with long-term treatment. And research has proven for so many reasons, from medical to psychological, why it's important to have support for up to a year. And with some people that are clean and sober long-term, past the 1 year or 2 year mark is because they continue holding on to their support. So I definitely recommend long-term treatment. And I've seen it over the years with my own clients that have maintained support and have done a minimum of 3 months inpatient. They still clean and sober. The other day I got a call from one of my patients here 7 years. And it's when we get those calls that it's exciting. And, it gives hope, not just to them, but to people coming into the program. When you have someone coming and share that it's possible to do 7 years, possible to do 10, 20, 36 years,
there's a motivation that takes place. And I think it's good not only for our clients, but also for their families.